Right guys, just going to do a quick audio test before we start the stream. Right, audio is all good. So I'll get you guys into the sim. Here we are. I know I'm a little early today, about 15 minutes early, I don't know. I'm definitely going to have to try and... I think I'm going to move back the slot of this Thursday afternoon stream to 1:15, because we've been about 15-20 minutes early every single one of these now. And I still haven't learned. So yeah. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and change our squawk code to what it should be. 2200. And then connect to Vatsim. I've installed some new model matching. So now we should actually have the proper planes appearing in the sim. Currently, we're not. I'm not sure we'll test it out totally today, as there's nothing currently in our area, sadly. Right. Yes, there's our flight plan. Go ahead and file that. So everything's all ready on that side of things. So I'll go ahead and just sort of get everything set up for today's flight now. So make sure the weather radar is into weather and turbulence mode. It is cool, and then we'll turn that on. Get that running there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get everything fired up for this morning. Well, this morning if you're in Canada. This afternoon's flight down to Calgary. Very short flight today, about 35 minutes it should take us to get down there. Not very long at all. Right, first of all, ground power can come on. And off goes the APU. And we'll turn on the probe heats, and the emergency lights can come off in their position, like into the proper position. Right, now that's all set up, the plane's all ready, so we can go ahead and go down to our payload. Today we are taking... we have on board 137 passengers. Once again, SimBrief puts in too many, so we'll just put 129. There we go. Cargo today, 0 fuel weight, we're looking for 51.5. So on about 2,000 more cargo. So we'll have about 2,400 in each, maybe. There we go, 51.5 or 51.4. That's our max 0 fuel weight. We are very heavily loaded today, I think. And we want 2,450. Look a bit more. Yeah, load level's 98.8. That will change when we change the fuel. So our fuel today, we are taking a lot less than what it says there. We are taking 4,710 on the block fuel. Not much fuel at all today, just 22% of the tank. 22.5%, not much at all today. Giving us a total load level. Oh, it still says 98.8. Or whatever then. That isn't influenced by the fuel. So we'll close the door, we'll open it again once GSX pull up. Right, full throttles armed, flight directors, left side, right side. Giving us a total load level. Cool. I haven't been able to check my microphone using my phone, as it's currently doing an update, so wait for that to finish. And yeah, let's get GSX up and running. So request boarding. I've got 129, we'll tell GSX. And let's get everything all plugged in here. So we've updated to the latest air rank today. It had a refresh today. We're here at Edmonton. And we're going down to Calgary. Very short flight this. Today, call sign Westjet 2106 in there. Departure. Right, we are using runway 20 and no SID out today. We're going direct to Antid. So I'll open the doors now. Do you want us to open the back door? Yeah, they've got a stair there, so we'll open the back door. Right, everyone's boarding, everyone's getting everything set up. So from Antid, it's direct to Secan. And from there...
Good evening, ma'am. How are you? I'm doing good.
Right, we've got a bit of a problem in terms of our arrival. I think extra runways have been built in Calgary since this has been made, since the scenery was made. Because sadly we have got, well, according to the chart, which is from 2009, runway 34 and 16, same as 35 and 17. But according to this, there's a left and a right, and according to SimBrief, there's a left and a right. So by the looks of it, we have got some issues there. But I don't know what runway is the real one. I might have a look. So Calgary Airport. If I look on their Wikipedia, it might tell me which one was put in, and it'll tell me.
Hello.
Here you go. It's so looking at the dimensions on Wikipedia, I can see here 17 right and 35 left is the one that we will have to use. We have to use 35 left. We haven't got the other one in our sim.
Thank you.
I'm looking at the wrong SimBrief page. Here we are. Yeah, runway. We're planning to land on runway.
I'm right next to her. Thank you.
Oh, why can't I find it? Why can't I find our route on here? Runway.
Good evening, ma'am.
That's our
How are you?
alternate.
I'm doing good.
Oh, this is a pain. Here we are. 35 right, yes. We're going to have to use 35 left. ILS 35 left on the Advox 7 with the Secan transition. That plugged in there. All good. So that's one thing we have to note then for later. We can't use 35. Is it right? We can't use 35 right or 17 left, as it doesn't exist in my sim. So I will check the conditions of the weather down in Calgary. Cloudy, broken at 10,000 feet. Wind 340 at 4 knots, so not too bad.
Morning.
So the winds are pretty good, and they match runway 35, so we're good. We're all good. So, yeah, let's get ourselves ready now then. I'm a bit behind, I think. Right, init page. So transition altitude 18,000 as always. Zero fuel weight. There we go. Get that plugged in there. 51.5. Reserves, I think they're probably like 1. Cost index today is 23. Yeah, 23. And we plan to burn. How much fuel we planning to burn today? Trip fuel 1.5. You know what, I won't put that in because it messes it up, doesn't it? D rates, we will use no D rates. Takeoff, flaps 5, yeah, that looks good. Okay, all plugged in there. V2 129. Actually, first of all, I need to plug in the runway wind. CYEG. 260 at 7 knots. Oh, hang on, I think my phone volume's on. But I could hear myself in the background. That will change our takeoff speeds. No, it won't, but for some reason it still deletes them. Trim is 6.2. Lots of scrolling. There we go, 6.19, that's the closest we're going to get. Cool. Just check there's no discount. Nope. Boarding has been completed, so I'll get the APU fired up. Right, while the APU's firing up, we'll go ahead and check our route through today. So it's direct to Antid and then direct as you can, and then it's our arrival in. Yet, by the looks of it, after Mezca we have some vectors that won't exist, as we have not got any ATC today, so just straight on that. Cool. That's our route, all good for today then. Get the QNH set, and go 2979, is it? Let's have a look. Active sky weather, CYEG, 2979, yeah. Why is this asking me to close my left entry? It's already closed, GSX. The AFT one is closed. Right, I'll open it then, and I'll shut it then, GSX, to stop you from moaning. Right, there we go, that's better. Other than that, just GSX being a bit odd, I guess. Yeah, it's all working. Cool. We'll get our APU gen on go the fuel pumps, and then away. Oh yeah, we'll set the parking brakes, and away goes the wheel trucks and the ground power. This can go back to the FMC. Progress page 182 miles. Yeah, exactly what we planned. And TCAS, that can come on wherever you are. There you are. And Unicom 122.8. There's nothing heading to or from Edmonton at the moment. Well, actually there is, but it's pre-filed, so it's not anywhere near as yet. Hasn't even taken off. So we'll just plug into Unicom and then get on with it. We're connected on Vatsim and all that. Yeah. So the plan today, going off runway, was it 20, I think? So we haven't really got a ground chart of any sort. Sadly, I don't think we do. There's no departure or anything like that, no SID for us today. So, yeah, no real ground chart, so I don't even know which one runway 20 is. Runway 20, here we go. So that runway 20 is like that one there, I think. Is it that runway there? I think it's that runway, that one in that direction. We'll push back to the... This is a pain. Is it left or right now? Right. 20 is that one, I think, maybe. We'll go left, and then we'll see how that pans out. We might need to just, you know, take a bit of a longer taxi, but oh well. I haven't really got a proper ground chart, unfortunately. Just a small-ish sort of little ground chart in the corner or something. I need to get Navigraph charts, honestly. I've learned that. The last couple of weeks, chart folks for some of these airports has not been great. You just told me to... Oh, whatever. Okay, GSX. Right, we've set config, recall, flight controls, flaps.
Locking gear.
All that. And the other stuff will be done later. This hasn't recommended anti-ice, which I find quite funny. Why isn't our LNAV and VNAV working? This can go straight to 310. That makes me suspicious that we haven't done something. That does make me suspicious.
Departure check completed. Bypass bin inserted.
Right, off.
Release
off,
parking brakes.
On. Okay, that's kind of odd.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Oh wow, I haven't told it my cruise altitude. That's one thing we missed out. Dope. There we go, that's better. We didn't tell it our cruise altitude. Right. That can go to the ground position. Let the engine... Oh, wait a minute. Packs need to come off. What's up with me today? And this needs to go up to 310 as well. There we go. That's a bit more organised of us. LNAV. VNAV. Okay, LNAV still doesn't work. Oh, I need to enter in the cruise winds as well. Oh dear. Right, on goes the engine. Number 1. No, it's number 2. Engine 1 into the ground position. Cruise wind state 288 at 024. I'm amazed that we're going all the way up to 31,000, but this thinks we can make it, obviously. I don't know, for some reason our map isn't working. Even though it's all been plugged in now. And engine number 1 coming on. Yeah, that's better. We've got an ETA now. I wonder why it didn't give me an ETA and all that. It's because we hadn't put in our the info. Right. Continuous. Engines are firing up nicely now. Just waiting on the finish. Sort of waiting on one of them to finish, but apart from that, pretty good. We'll have a look at the active weather to see where the clouds are. We've got some at 9,000 apparently. That's active weather, so that should be, you know, bang on accurate right now. Right, that can go into continuous. That can go into there. Set the flaps. 1, 2, and 5. There we go, flaps 5. I don't know, for some reason our ALNAV still isn't working. I'm wondering whether it could be because of how we've done it. Maybe it has confused the ALNAV. Doesn't really matter. Right, 0, I don't know, was it 200? And runway 20 is actually... Runway 20 is, I think, that one down there somehow. Which isn't what it says on the charts, but makes sense.
Set parking brakes.
According to the charts,
Confirmation for good engine start.
according to the charts, runway 20 is the one that's right by the... Oh no man, I've read that wrong. I've read it 02. Yeah, 20 is all the way down there. Oh well, they've pushed back in the wrong direction. We're going to have to go around now, like that. Oh well. Oh well, never mind. Right, engine power on, APU off, taxi lights on, beacon lights on. They should have already been on. And packs can go back into the auto. Electric gens can come on, and that should be everything, I think. Yes.
Unlocking gear.
We're a little bit behind today. I don't know what we're doing. Like that. And obviously, once we land in Calgary, we'll be on to Kelowna. Kelowna? That'll be a little bit of a longer flight, be like a 50-minute flight. I should have started the block time already. We'll start it now. So apparently we can make it up to 31,000 on this flight. I don't believe the plane on that one, but oh well. Obviously we can.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
I'm going up to 380 on the next one. Pretty nuts. I don't know, it'd be nice if we had some ATC, but it doesn't look like we're going to have any. Right, have a good trip. Cool. Right, off we go then. Taxiing in the wrong direction at the moment. On our way to Calgary. We'll get underway once we know what we're doing. Yeah, 182 miles this flight. You know, if we had a different, what's it called? Different like runway to use, it would have benefited us a bit. But that's how it is, I guess. It's a shame we only have one. We only have access to one proper runway at Calgary rather than the two in real life. You know, sadly that's how FSX is. It's a bit out of date and I never get scenery for anything. So, because unfortunately the free scenery stuff never really works. Because you have to click it in place and all that. And I'm not buying scenery for every airport I fly into, so live with it, I guess. You just have to be one of the airports that maybe we try and stay away from. There are a few airports that are out of date like that. I guess Calgary's one of them. Right, everything should all be set up and ready now. Quick recall check. Yeah, we're all ready to go. Just do a quick check on here. Yeah, apart from the landing lights, which we'll set at the runway, we are all ready to go. Weather radar's on as well. So yeah, just quite a long taxi down, but we'll be in the air for the very short 35-minute flight down to Calgary. Won't be a very long one today. Taxing a little fast. Put back the power a little bit. So let's see what the Boeing thinks the flight time is. So 13:33, 14:07 this thinks the flight time. So about half hour, 33 minutes I think that is, something like that. I don't know whether we'll be able to get up to cruise. I have my doubts about being able to get up to cruise altitude, but the plane obviously thinks we can. Well, no, Simbury thinks we could. This doesn't think we can, I don't think. Look, looking at those waypoints, can we get up to top of climbs in 59 miles? So we could potentially get to top of climb. It's going to have to be a bit rushed, like straight up, straight down. Really, for this sort of flight, I'd ideally want something a little bit lower, but oh well. What does this say? Like, according to Active Sky, it is the correct flight level as well. So you know, I'll take what those programs say. Right, honestly, we're having to taxi along the entire airfield here. It's a little bit annoying. Taxiing the full length of the runway, pretty much. Oh well, that's how it is. Hopefully we can have some good landing today. They are, shorter flights than usual. Last time we did do the flying inside Canada, we had some very strong wind, which caused our flight to be like from Yellowknife down to Edmonton to be way quicker than it should have been. I'm not complaining. But this stream should be back in the 2.5 hour range because we're doing 2 flights. We're doing 1 flight on Saturday. The Saturday stream might actually be slightly shorter because Heathrow to Bologna, Bologna to Heathrow is a pretty long flight, but it's not like massive. And we might get some ATC into Heathrow, which would be nice. And I'm hoping we get ATC on Sunday morning as well, going from Heathrow to Amsterdam and back. And then the week after that, so next week, we're going from, I think it's Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh City, or the other way round, one of those. It's that route, I can't remember which way round, in the 787-8 for Metro Air. That should be great fun. Can't wait for that. And then, after that flight, so on the Saturday, sorry, we're going to do another stream. No Sunday stream, no Friday stream, unless there's a big event on the Friday. But that's the thing, I want to fly in a Vatsim event. So if there is a good Vatsim event on the Saturday, we're going to be doing that. If not, I'll just think of an alternative, something else for us to do, another flight. But I'd like to participate in a Vatsim event if possible. So we'll see what they have on, because at the moment they've only got 2 scheduled. As I said in the VFR stream yesterday, they'll have way more than that scheduled by then. We're just waiting basically for that to happen. Right, finally, it looks like we've reached the edge of our runway here at Edmonton. It's been a very long taxi, but here we are. It's plus 5 degrees outside. It's a bit warmer than Active Sky said it was then. Active Sky originally, gave me the thing of like, it's, according to Active Sky, it's 1 degree. And that's from the weather from half hour ago. So it's not that out of date, but obviously, it's warmed up then, I guess, since then. And it just hasn't updated on the main conditions screen. Right, we're taxiing onto the runway 20. We'll have to arm the LNAV once we're past 400 feet, because we haven't got it currently. Right, taxiing onto the runway, on go our landing lights, on go our turn-offs, off goes the taxi light, and get ourselves parked up on the runway. TCAS, I believe, is already on. Yep, TA only. And the weather radar is also on. Flaps are set, auto brake is RTO. So let's get ourselves lined up on the runway. 40% power, start the clock, and away we go. knots.
V1.
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 Rotate. Right, up we go. Up and away. We've got no path to follow, unfortunately, as we don't have LNAV. Right, positive rate, gear up. I don't really know what to do, unfortunately. We've got no LNAV until 400 feet. There we go, LNAV. That'll help me. That's better. Right. pitch it up a little bit. Slight right turn to get aligned with Anted, which is our first waypoint. We're going to have to climb like a bit of a rocket here, I think, to get to 310 on this short flight. Walk the gear. Right, this thing's going to pick up speed now. Still hand flying it. Pretty nice weather really, so haven't really got any issues with the weather. Right, flaps 1. And flaps clean. Auto brake off. And there we go. On goes the autopilot. Right, into the off position these go. And off goes our runway turn-offs. Right, up and away now. Down to Calgary for the very short 188-mile flight. So this thing's gaining speed before it, climbs. However, it does seem to be finding it very difficult gaining speed. Don't worry, we have retracted the gear this time. Unlike, was it when we were flying to Warsaw, I think it was, in the 737-700. That wasn't great, was it? Right, we've finally gained speed. We have had a bit of trouble getting up to speed, I don't know why. And this thing I have a feeling is just going to climb like an absolute rocket now. Because what we've got set is kind of a silly, it's almost a silly cruise altitude really. It's like, I don't know why we're cruising at such a high level for such a short flight. I mean, it's not the full 31,000 is still lower than, an average flight, but not by much. I thought I just saw some lights by there. A little bit of turbulence by the looks of it, possibly. Right, this can go into 40 nautical mile range now. We'll probably keep it in 40 nautical mile range since this is such a short flight. Put it into 80, we'll probably almost be able to see our destination airport. So, right, passing 10,000. Off go the landing lights. This thing will hopefully slow down its climb a little bit to help ourselves gain speed. Doesn't seem to be doing much. There we go, it's starting to do it now. And I'll have a look at our arrival. These charts are going to be wrong though, however, because, unfortunately it's so out of date. Yeah, they're totally out of date, these charts. Can't use them. Please, I just need to get, I need to get active sky. No, not active sky, sorry. I need to get that working. Right, let's get the ILS approach set up then. So the minimums we've got to set. We'll do this now since it's such a short cruise. So runway 34. And let me guess, it didn't have I don't think it had an ILS at the time either. That's amazing. Yeah, it didn't have an ILS. So we haven't even got anything. Oh, it did have an ILS. Cool. I've just found it. Oh, going through a cloud here. Minimums are 3743, 200 feet above the ground. Oh dear, I hate this. Why can't you do it it drives me nuts why we can't just do it like you do in the 787 where it goes up in tens, because it's so slow. I have to wind this all the way up to 3,743. It takes ages. It's constant scrolling. Still got 1,500 feet to go on this. It's just nuts. Imagine at like a really high airport that was like 8,000, what would you do then? It'd be a nightmare. There we go. Right, past 18,000, standard pressure, and, you know, off go the seatbelt signs. Now, this thing is climbing like a bit of a rocket. I can't blame it, considering how high we are cruising. Right, what should we set in here then? So, 111.5. That's the wrong one. Honestly, what's up with me today? 111.5 at 345. That's the course. It might cause problems. It might have a slightly wrong frequency because of how, you know, how the game's set up. We could have done with some better scenery, really, but oh wow. I think Kelowna is accurate though. Luckily, Kelowna I think is quite a small airport actually. It makes sense as well, considering how high an airport Calgary is, like 3,400 feet. That does mean it's slightly less to be descending from. I mean, according to SimBrief, we'll have about 5 minutes at cruise. I don't know how long we're actually going to have. We'll see. By the looks of it, though, look, there's the top of descent, there's the top of climb. Not long. Straight up, straight down. Very short flight, this one. Right. Start heading round a little bit. Yeah, amazingly, I think we are going to go all the way up to 31,000. Hopefully we can have a good landing down in Calgary, that'll be nice. Make up for the bad scenery, I guess. The inaccurate scenery. Luckily, there's nothing else heading for Calgary. There's one plane, I think, either pre-filed or on its way. Okay, it's on its way, but it's from Amsterdam, and it's 2.5 hours away. So there's not going to be anything there when we get there. That's for certain. I have to try and look for some scenery for Calgary, so, you know, unfortunately it just doesn't work very often. FSX scenery. But yeah, we'll definitely get some later on. See, there's some on Sim Market for like, it's €25, that's the problem. That's our problem, it's like, I'm not spending that much, and then the free scenery never really works with FSX, you have to like... I don't know, if we plan to fly there again, I will get scenery, but for now I'll just leave it. We might not end up flying to Calgary again, or at least for quite some time. Right, let's check the weather then, down in Calgary. So, it's currently cloudy. We've got clouds broken at 10,000. QNH 29 at 84. Winds 340 at 4 knots, 3 degrees down there, so not too bad. And that was from 45 minutes ago, so we'll have some new weather by the time we get down there. So weather's not too bad there, a bit cloudy maybe, but below 10,000 it's okay. So that's fine. Right, we're approaching our cruise altitude. We're only going to be here for a little bit, we're not going to be here for long. Literally 25 miles maybe, 20 miles, not long. Look at that. 20 miles is probably like one of the shortest times I've ever spent at cruise. we are, 31,000 feet. And we are here for, please refresh, 21 miles. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. What's that, like 2 minutes? 3 minutes? That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. What's the point of going this high? Like, it's hardly even a cruise altitude. It's like straight up, straight down. It's totally pointless. I suspect this thing is going to have quite a sharp descent as well. I'll have a look. So 31 minus 4 because of the high altitude. No, minus 3.6. So 31 minus 3.6, 27.4. 27.4 times 3. So we need to be descending 82 miles out, minimum. So yeah, we're fine for the minimum descent. No problems at all. Right, auto brakes, we'll set to 2. It's quite a long runway, so 2 should be fine. Yeah, and we'll set this down to Gabble, 6,500. And after that, I don't think, is there any more restrictions? Maybe that there, 4,820. So 4,800 is our like sort of final. But for now we'll set to 6,500. Got a restriction at Selev, got to be at 8,000 and 210 knots. Go around altitude today is 7,000. Okay. Cool. We'll set this down to 6,000 just to like round it, keep it nice and simple. Right, heading there. And I'll get the QNH pre-sort of plugged in. So 2984. There. And I'll just check the Active Sky live weather, because I think it's more accurate, like it updates quicker. Yeah, 2984. Pretty good. It's kind of broken at 10,000 on the clouds, so it could be a bit cloudy. And there we go, we're coming up to our descent. This has never happened before. It's literally straight up, straight down, nuts. Oh dear, I haven't changed the network. Rip. I haven't changed the network. There we go. That's better. Oops. Right, we are coming up to our top of descent pretty much now. That's nuts. We've literally had like maybe 2 or 3 minutes of descent at like a cruise. It's kind of silly that, like, the amount, like how short amount of time we've spent at cruise. And then it's just like straight down. Right, down to 20 knot range on there. No, not 20 knots, 20 miles. I just noticed our alternate for this flight is Edmonton. That's really dumb, it's in brief. So our alternate is the airport we're departing from, according to Simbrief. That's great. You gotta love how Simbrief plan their alternate airports. It's so bad. Like sometimes it gives you them really far away when there's a much better alternate, or in this case, it's our departure airport. That's helpful. Go back exactly the way we just flown as an alternate. That's not going to help. May as well cancel the flight if you're having to just fly all the way back. Like, what's the point in doing the flight if you're going to have to use an alternate? Yeah, it looks like we've got some quite thick clouds here at Calgary. Apparently they break at 10,000, but look at that, they do look pretty thick. I've got to head back out of Calgary as well. The second flight is a bit longer by about 15 minutes longer. It's about a 50-minute flight. This flight's only 35 minutes long. very short flight. It's kind of nuts. Right, when you do a flight that's this short, it is just like a bit crazy. It's like, hang on a minute, I only just got here and I'm already descending. It's not normal. I'll just check if there is updated weather on Calgary, or whether it is hourly. It is hourly. In Calgary, no, in Canada they do all their ATIS hourly, rather than half hourly for some reason. There must be a reason. I don't know. Who knows? Right, we did all this. Yeah, we did do all that. Good. Didn't miss it out. And we've set everything for landing as well. Right, landing altitude, we'll set that is 3556, so 3550. Which is about 100 feet below the runway. But apparently the elevation of Calgary is 3556. Right, passing 25,000 now. Got nothing on the weather radar as of yet, even though this cloud does look quite thick. Maybe it's not bad weather. Got to be below 210 at Advox, although it doesn't really look like that's much of an issue for us. We're almost below 210 now. Right, so this thing is descending pretty good at the moment. A little bit of a quick bit of the descent there. It sort of got slightly off profile and then try and correct itself. Looks like we might dodge the main bit of cloud over there. It's very thick over there, but it's a little bit better where we're descending through. Apparently they break at about 10,000 feet, I don't know. So by the looks of it, yeah, we're heading right past the airport and then in. That's the plan for today. No planes really heading in or out of Calgary at the moment, as I said. Nothing for Kelowna either, so nice and simple. We can get a nice good landing down in Calgary, and then again Kelowna. We'll see which one's better. I'd like to try and get two that are like below 200 FPM, if possible. It would be nice. It would be very nice, actually. Right, passing 21,000 now. So in about 3,000 feet time, it will be time to 1, set the altimeter, and 2, turn on the seatbelt signs to tell those lovely people back there to sit themselves down. Cool then. So it looks like we're all good for landing. I may as well get the seatbelt signs on now, because as in 1,000 feet's time we'll be getting on the transition altitude 18,000. Got 63 miles to go to Calgary. Looks like we might avoid some of these clouds, I'm hoping. They're very thin clouds. They're not that bad, so because obviously the weather might be slightly out of date, it being an hour old. We'll just wait and see what we get, really. Right, passing 18,000 now, so I go transition altitude set 2984 on the QNH. Yep, there's 18,000, passing through it now. Plenty of fuel on board. Right, 17,000 we're passing at the moment. We have to be at 8,000 at Selev, and then 6,500 or above at Gabel, and then it's into the airport basically. So yeah, we have to go to the airport, pass it, and then loop round. Obviously this bit between Meska and Gabel would normally be vectors. Actually, I'm going to turn this down to 4,800 as well, because I didn't realise Gabel is actually part of the ILS as well as this, so we'll set it down to 4,800 now. Set 5 nautical mile range in there, as we will be approaching things like decel points and all sorts. Right, passing through the clouds now pretty much. Looking at that lovely sort of patch of clear sky back there, we haven't really been able, we haven't passed it, we are going to be going through the clouds. Apparently they break at about 10,000 feet, so we'll be in them for about maybe 4,000, 5,000, I don't know. What's the active weather? Because the active weather is what we want to know. Clouds overcast at 8,500, so actually they don't break until 8,500. There is a little bit of turbulence by the looks of it, even though our weather radar is useless and not picking up any of it. I don't know, maybe it isn't working or something. It's turned on and it's set to WX and T, weather and T. I think the T means turbulence. Although apparently that side of it doesn't really work properly, I don't know. But saying that, despite that's what the active weather said, we've passed 14,000 and no more clouds. So, actually it was a very thin layer of clouds. They didn't extend very far at all, but never mind, we'll just ignore that. Very short flight this one's been. We've only been in the air 23 minutes and we're already on approach. Pretty much. We are 44 miles away from Calgary, so we'll be passing over and then landing. So we're sort of passing to the right of the airfield and then banking ourselves in. Right, coming up to 12,000 feet now. We're going to go ahead and pass 12,000 in a bit. That's our airfield down there. So in real life there is 2 runways. That's one of them. There's another one that's like just alongside it, but sadly for whatever reason in the sim we don't have that. So, oh well. I'm just thinking, what if the airport was above 10,000, then would GSX not work or something? Using the logic it keeps giving you there. Right, we'll unlock the gear. Make sure they're ready for, I don't know whether you actually unlock them in real life, but we will in this. ILS frequency will set 111.5. Yep. Yep. And course of 345. Yep. Approach speed is set, flaps 40 approach, speed 126 on approach today. Passing 10,000, on go the landing lights. This thing's slowing itself down. Right, out go the speed brakes then to help ourselves slow down. We've got to be 8,000 at Selev and then continue our descent after that. Well, they go below 250, so in come the spoilers, speed brakes. Let them do their thing. We'll slow down now, so down to 240 knots, so the auto throttle should take over now. Also, I've learned we shouldn't, like, in real life, you can sort of leave the throttle in auto throttle mode right until touching down, then you take control by going to idle, which on this throttle makes no difference. Going idle, that does nothing. So yeah, well, I need to think of a solution for that then, just like what, locking it at the last minute or something. I don't know, we'll probably just take control of the throttles anyway then. Right, Right, coming to the descent point, we're going to be at 210 knots at Selev as well. We've already reached 8,000. I guess this thing wants to do it a bit early so we can have time to slow down. Right, out come the speed brakes now, getting ourselves slowed down even more. Constantly just been slowing down, that's all we've been doing. Have we had any weather through yet? Because it's 2 o'clock. No, we haven't. Right, cool. Passing 210 knots. And we're at 8,000 as well, so we're at the correct speed and all that, and altitude. Now I've slowed this thing right down. This thing's got to stay at 8,000 now, until just passing Selev, which is going to do now, and then we're going to have a little left turn after Meska, and into the airport. Quite a gentle descent down now I think we're going to have. Very gentle actually, it isn't descending that much, it's just like easing itself down. What are you doing, plane? Okay, if it wants to descend that slowly it can, I guess. I don't know why it's descending that slowly, but it is for some reason. It's only just clocking in at 450 FPM. That's how nuts it is. Very slow descent down at the moment. Like a little snail. Oh well. Right, there we go, we can see Calgary. Look at that. Looks alright actually. There are some parts of FSX scenery that I think look really good. Like we've actually got some decent large buildings and everything. Like, I mean it's not like, you know, mad quality scenery, is it? But still pretty good. Right, passing 7,400 now. We have got to be above 6,500 at Gapol as well, so that's probably why we've had such a slow descent down. Very controlled descent this. It's like we know exactly what we're doing, or the plane does. Controlling itself down. So now we are turning in the direction of the airport. This is where I need to start getting the desal ready. So we're currently at about 7,000 feet. We are going to hit the desal point in, well, not very long now. 9 degrees outside at the moment. I don't know, that might drop by the time we actually get to the landing area, like the landing altitude, but who knows. Currently passing 6,900 feet now. So we're about, what, 2,500 feet off the ground? No, maybe. Yeah, about 2,500, something like that. Not enough for the GPWS. Right, approach can get armed now. Engine start switches into continuous. Right. Right, there we go. Flaps being set. Getting ourselves slowed down. We will arm the speed brakes for landing. We're still 12 miles out actually, so we don't need to go fully slowed down yet. You know what, just flaps 2 then. Don't need to go right down to 156 knots, 170 should be fine. Right, I see the airport. Hopefully this thing can latch on. It's got the localized, we're just waiting for it to latch onto the glide slope now. Yeah, we just need to wait for it to get onto that glide slope and then we're good. The glide slope is active. We're just waiting for it to get picked up by the plane, which the plane hasn't yet done yet, unfortunately. It's gone down to 8 degrees now, so it's cooled down a bit. Right, landing checklist. Engine start switches are into the continuous. Recall, we'll check that. Speed brake has been armed. Auto brake is set. Flaps are getting set. Landing lights are set. Right, we are currently 6 miles out, so the gear can go down. And flaps 5 can get set. Right, flaps full now. Get ourselves slowed down. This can go down to our reference speed, 126, is it? Yep. And then add 5 for the wind correction, 131, as it says there. Right, we've latched onto the glide slope, so up to our go-around altitude of 7,000. And then I will take control. Right, off goes the auto throttle then. We're a little bit low. Need a bit more power to keep this thing up. There we go. Yeah, we were a little bit high for a bit now. We're back on course. Sadly, we haven't had any aircraft in the area at all, which is a shame. Would have been nice to have some aircraft in the area so we can test out if my multi-matching worked, but we haven't had any yet. Right, approaching the runway now. According to this, we're too high. I think we're alright. I forgot, you get no... I need... Right, for the next flight, we're going to go into the options of this thing and change the GPWS settings, because it's silly. We don't get any call-outs. Minimums continue.
100.
Yeah, according to this, we're like way too high. I think the glide slope mildly broke there.
30. 20. 10.
Minus 221, not bad. Easy nose down, out come the reversers. knots, reverses coming in. Manual braking, auto brakes off. And stop the clock there, 35 minutes. And flaps coming in. Right, terminal is there. Hello everyone and welcome to Calgary. Flight time 35 minutes. On goes the EPU. He's going to the off position now. Taxi lights coming on. Off go the landing lights. And there we go. That is us on the ground here in Calgary for flight number 1. Right, we'll vacate here on uniform. And then head straight down into the terminal. Haven't really got a preference for gates. Oh, what did I just do then? Oh, that does the flaps. I didn't realise that. I have a button on my yoke that controls the flaps. I never knew that. Right, gate. We'll use gate 20, I guess. Westjet. pretty irrelevant to me what gate we actually use, but I'm guessing it'll be at this terminal over here. There you go, I see our GSX. It might be a bit of a long taxi over. We're going to have to do this whole taxi back as well, I think. What runway did we plan for our departure? I'll check now. But I'm guessing it's probably 3-5 of some sort. Yeah, 3-5 right, which I don't think is the one that we can use. Why didn't I... Oh, I'll have to look at the Wikipedia page again. I can't remember. Which one did we use to land? Oh, it's deleted it. Great. Thanks, plane. Right, we'll taxi onto this one here and then in like that. Oh, that can be set back to 100. Ready for our next flight. This can be on 345 because we're using exactly the same runway. We'll disarm the approach as well. Alright, it's made up its mind. Can't do anything with that then. Well, we can't change the course. For now anyway. And altitude, that will just stay at 7,000 for now. Wait and see on our departure yet. I don't think we've got a SID to depart on, so that'll probably end up going straight up to 380, but we'll leave it for now. Hello and welcome everyone to Calgary for the first, that's the first flight done. Got one more to go now. We're only an hour into the stream, so we've got plenty of time for the second one. Down to Kelowna. Here we are, taxiing up to the gate. It's got no ATC online at all in the area, no planes in the area even, sadly. So we haven't got anything to test our model matching on yet, and there's nothing inbound to Kelowna. So it's looking like that's going to stay the same, sadly. I'm going to pre-file. Actually, we'll do that once we part to the gate. I can pre-file the next flight on Vatsim. Right, we're coming up to the gate now. We might have a jetway, I'm not sure. We do. It probably won't work, sadly. I don't know why, but it probably won't work. Never does. Right. Because I don't think I'm still not using GSX default jetways. No, FSX default, not GSX. Right, park up the gate here. Weirdly, we've chosen like the one that's like the most into the terminal. That wasn't intentional. We just chose one at random, but oh well. Why is our marshal standing in the wrong place? Marshal, are you meant to be like here? Oh, I have my wonders about this. The marshal's in totally the wrong place, which worries me a bit. Yeah, what's going on there? Game. Yeah, we're bang on the line. However, I think GSX wants us to be somewhere else somehow. Oh well, that's a bit annoying, but not bad parking, could have been a bit better. Right. And on goes APU power. And we'll cut the engines. There they are, they're both being shut down now. And there we are, everybody. That is us on the ground in Calgary. Off go the fuel pumps. And no, off go the electric gens. Go to the menu page. Off go the parking brake. On go the wheel chocks. 1 gram power. AP can come off. This can go to 380, ready for our next flight. And that's about it, I think. Taxi lights off, anti-collision off, and let's get GSX sorted with the deboarding. And that is us down on the ground here in whatever it's called. Calgary, that's it, Calgary. Right, on go the open. Cargo doors can open. We'll have to wait. There you go. Open the doors. Stop the block time. 48 minutes. Reset this clock as well. And off go the seatbelts. And there we go, that is us on the ground here today. Nice and pretty chilled out today, not bad. I don't know, the parking's slightly wonky, although according to GSX that's what we were meant to do.
Thank you for a wonderful flight.
Who knows, it confused me as well, but whatever. We can turn off the barrow, won't need that now. And we'll get ready to plan for our next flight. So I'll disconnect from Vatsim, fetch the new flight from the server once I've pre-filed it. Yep, all good. Part of the flight plan.
Hi, hello.
And we will connect back to Vatsim. We are Westjet 2108 now. And I'll fetch our flight plan.
Thank you for a wonderful flight.
All good. File that flight plan in there. Cool. And I'll get the overlay sorted for you guys. So it is CYLW. There we go. And there we go. This can go to 380, ready for our next flight. Yes, we are going all the way up to 380 for such a short flight once again. It's nuts, really, but oh well. And I will go back to have a look at which runway we need to use.
Bye, have a good one.
It's runway 35 left we have to use. 35 left, okay. Right, so here we are in CYYC. May as well just get everything plugged in for the next flight, really, while we're waiting. So CYYC, and we're going to CYLW. We are Westjet 2108. And we are departing on runway 0. No, wait, what am I on about? 35. Oh, great. Why can't I remember it? It's 35 left, right? The one that we haven't planned for. It's the other one. Yes, it's 35 left. That's the one right straight in front of us. Yeah, that's the right one. 35 left. We're going then to Rovma, and then direct to Uksat, and direct to Nova. Which Nova?
Bye, have a good one.
Which one is it? Here it is. Oh, I can't see the coordinates from there. Let's have a look. Nova, it is the one N5040, N5040, that one there. And then from there, we are jumping on the Norwich 4 arrival, and we are using ILS. Is it 16 we're using? Yep, ILS Yankee. I think we'll check the minimums later. With the Norwich 4 Nova transition. Activate that. Zero fuel weight, we'll plug that in later once we've set our we need to set our weights and all that. We'll do that a bit later on. For now, we'll just check our, our route, make sure it's all accurate. So we're heading straight out from the airport. Yep, straight out from the airport after a little turn, and then UXAP Nova, and then into the airport like this. After UKVOB, yeah, got some non-existent vectors. That creates a bit of an odd path, not gonna lie, that's a bit weird. Let's check our approach path. We have got charts. Aerodrome's very, very simple. There's not many charts, sadly. We've got an ILS, but not really much more than that, not even a star chart or anything like that, so we're using, here you go, ILS runway 16. I think we'll go to YNY, so we're going to use the YNY transition go on, so ILS-Y, NORIP, Nova, then the YNY transition. That should be a little bit easier to use. So going through there, and then there's a bit of a discount there, so something's a bit messed up, so I think it might have duplicated our route somehow. Something's been messed up. Yeah, it's done that thing where it doesn't delete it properly, so I've got to delete the first part to then get the second part. Oh, I hate this. Why does this plane do this to me? So we want to delete all of these, I think, because it's just direct to YNY, I think. Like that. And still we've got all these other waypoints in the way, have we? Because it's duplicated everything, that's the problem. Yeah, we head to YNY and then direct in. You know what, we'll delete the whole arrival and then I'll re-put it in to make sure it's all correct, because I don't trust it. So, arrival, because I don't trust what got plugged in. Right, let's plug that in, see what that says. Is that a really odd, okay, it's a bit of an odd transition then. We'll delete the vector, but I deleted the wrong thing. So we want to get rid of the vector. Unfortunately, that just does create a mad arrival. So we're not going to use that transition then, because it just creates chaos. Is there any way I can delete my arrival? I don't think there is. So we'll just get this all plugged in. And then make sure there's no madness going on here. There we go, that's better. And then there might be something I need to delete in there. Something's messed up here. Oh, I really do hate how this does it. It doesn't delete anything, unfortunately. Right. There, that should sort ourselves out. It's a bit of an odd... Maybe we should get rid of UKVOD and just go direct from Lena to stop ourselves, because otherwise it's going to be a bit chaotic. Because that's the thing, unfortunately, a lot of these approaches are meant to be flown with vectors, but we can't do that without ATC. Oh well, that's sorted, I guess. I can also get rid of NORIP, but that's basically making it too far then, that's just like, so we'll keep that. Right, I'm happy with that then. I'm happy with our routes. Let's go ahead and get all our figures punched in for this flight, and then we can get on the boarding. So, what are we looking for? So, fuel today, that's the first biggest thing, isn't it? We are taking 5206 on the fuel. Little more fuel than the last flight then. Payload, we're meant to have 128 packs. And a zero fuel weight of 50.6. What if I put in? I'm just wondering if I put in like, so if I put 50.6 slash and then put that in there. Yay, it does it automatically for me. Why didn't I get it to do that before? Okay, well that's that sorted then, and it's got all our packs in there correctly and all our cargo and everything like that. So we'll request boarding, 128 on board. And they'll get right to boarding. Cool, that's everything set up in there then. Just make sure the doors page is turned on, then that's all we've got to do. And then the init page, zero fuel weight is set in there. Reserves just use 1. Cost index today is 14. A little bit of a low cost index. Cruising today at 380. This plane thinks we're nuts probably. And cruise winds are 290 at 33. There we go. Well, we haven't had a message saying we can't do it, so we're fine. Flaps 5.
How are you? I'm doing good.
I'll make sure to check the weather first, actually. So the weather has updated now. It is at 330 at 5 knots. And 129 set on there. And trim 5.94. Uh, 5.9. No wait. Oh. 5.91's the closest. That's now set. Yeah. And we're on Vatsim on 122.8. The TCAS is still on actually. We didn't turn that off. We'll just leave it on. It doesn't really matter. There's no aircraft in the area anyway. So yeah, looking at our route, we're all good now. So oh great. Why are LNAV and VNAV not working? This does actually happen, doesn't it, when you've done 2 flights? Right, off go the flight directors and then back on. Okay, for some reason the LNAV doesn't seem to be working on this plane until after we take off. I don't know why that happened earlier as well. Like, is there something we're not doing right or something? It's definitely something that's a bit messed up.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you? I'm doing good.
Oh well, I'll let it get on with what it wants, I guess. That's how it is, isn't it? So, oh well, it's all set up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Right, all brakes into the RTO position.
Hello. Thank you.
And we are basically ready to go. We'll just go ahead and get these back on, I guess. Packs can come off ready for engine start. Seatback signs can come on. And we are all ready to start up. We'll check our weather. So the weather here is clouds scattered at 8,700. We'll check our weather for Kelowna, CYLW. It is cloudy, broken at 5,500 feet, broken at 6,800 feet, overcast at 7,900 feet. So we've got some, by the sounds of it, very cloudy weather. QNH down there 3004. Here in Calgary, QNH is 2985. Yeah, so by the sounds of it, we could have some issues with minimums. What are the minimums like at this airport then? Let's have a look. Our minimums are going to be 2060. That's 650 feet above the ground, so we should be fine. If we had a visual approach, that could have become a problem, but 2060, no problem at all. If we were doing a visual, that could have become a problem for us, but we're not doing a visual, so it doesn't matter. so the clouds are irrelevant for us. Well, we'll let everyone board then, and we'll get on with today's flight then. Once we've finished loading us up. Passengers almost finished, but I don't think the bags have finished yet at all. Are they full of baggage? Yes, they are. Okay, the baggage hasn't even started going on then. But the passengers have almost finished boarding, so that's interesting. Well, there we go. Passengers have finished, so we'll go ahead and close the back door. We can leave the front door open for now. You know what? We'll close it anyway. Doesn't really matter, does it? So both of those can close. We're waiting on the cargo doors now. Everything else is all set up and ready to go now. Our flight plan has been filed, and we are ready to get out of here for our flight today. 237 miles. Planned distance was 260 miles. I don't know what's happened there. Something's been a bit messed up, hasn't it? Who knows? We're all fine. We're all fine anyway. 237 miles flight time, flight distance. So we are going a bit high for 38,000. It's a bit too high, but it's what the plane decided it wanted, so never mind. We're not going to have ALNAV on departure again. I don't know what's going on there. It's been slightly broken. Let's detune the ILS, actually. Let's get rid of that. That's better. Is the ALNAV going to engage now? Doesn't look like it. No, it doesn't look like the ALNAV is going to work for us today. Anyway. The course can go back to 0 for now. And we'll just get the plane set up as well. So aircraft, is it maybe displays? It's not displays. It'll be under options then. Sound, simulation. It could be under simulation. Why can't I find this? It's something that allows you to change when it says all. You know how we don't get GPWS call outs? Here we go. Call 1000, yes. 400, yes. Let's get them all turned on. Minimums call. Yeah, just minimums. And they're all on. There we go. We have now got full GPWS apart from 2500. Actually, no, we'll get 2500 on as well. That is us all set up and ready then. So back to the main sort of FMC part of the plane. And by the looks of it, have we finished? Yes, they finished. The ground servicing. I should have turned on the APU actually, because use that time to do something useful. I'm gonna go the fuel pumps. I'm going to the anti-collision light. And we'll get the APU and all that fired up. Right, this can go back to the FMC page now, on the progress page. And we are all ready to go, guys. We're all ready. Just need to wait for the APU to get fired up, get the pushback. Ice warning. It's plus 4 degrees. We don't need that. I don't need ice. It's not raining and it's plus 4 degrees. Why do we need icing? There's no precipitation reported, so we won't have ice.
Due to icing conditions, please
There's
stand
no
by
icing
for engine
conditions,
start
or
until
whatever.
ignition completed and brakes set.
We're not going to do that anyway. We're going to have to go right on the pushback. Hopefully the APU started by the time they get ready to push it back.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Yeah, I'm ready for pushback as well. I'm just waiting for the... There you go, APU on. Oh no! No, that was the wrong thing I turned off. Rip. Right, back on the yaw damper can go. That's the one thing that always tricks me out, is the yaw damper.
Locking gear.
Right, FS actions, ground. Right, on goes the parking brake. Off goes all that other stuff. cool, we're all ready. The yaw damper is set. So we should just get an electric warning. And then, yeah, so we'll go right.
Archer check completed. Bypassing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
I don't know why they ask you to do that, especially when it isn't icing conditions. It's plus 4 degrees. I don't know, I think sometimes if it's below 5 degrees, that is technically icing conditions, but it's not raining, so it doesn't really matter, does it? I won't be saying that when this thing fails, but oh well. Why is that saying display source? I'm positive I've never seen that there before. That message saying display source. Right, introduce fuel. Plane's all set up and ready to go. I don't know why that says display source. I am a little bit wondering. I'm wondering about what on earth that is. Right, we're told to go right. It looks like it's just pushing us into another gate. Thank you, GSX, for that. Oh, we'll introduce fuel on engine number 1 now. Into the continuous position you go.
Set parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine
Right,
start.
that's going all the way to the top. We've had good engine start. Right, this has all been checked. That'll be done a bit later on, like the landing lights, but the rest of it's all good. Right, taxi lights on. Listen to the continuous position. Right, on go the engine gens, and off goes the APU, and the packs can go back into the auto position. Check the
Unlocking
recall,
gear.
and we're all good on both sides. Yep. So we're all ready to go. Course on the other side as well can
Tow
get
truck
set
disconnect.
to
Bypass pin removed.
000. And our block timer can start. And then it'll be quite a long taxi, I think, down to the runway. Not like massively long, but it might be fairly long. To get ourselves taxied.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Thank you. So once we get the all clear to go, we will go. The display source message is gone from there. Good. Right, have a good trip. Right, that's us. That's our cue to leave. So cool. Flaps 1, flaps 2, flaps 3. I didn't know I had a button for the flaps on my yoke, otherwise I would have used it all the time. Well, now I know I can use it, can't I? Maybe I can use the other thing on my throttle for something else. Actually, maybe I can use it for reverses. That'll be out handy. I don't know. Right, so we're going to taxi all the way along, and then like that, and then out. Yeah, flaps 5 are set and ready, so we are all ready for the second flight down to Kelowna. This one will be a little bit longer, cruising at 380. Got about 240 miles to do rather than 180. It's not really much in it, is there? But it should be about a 45-minute flight, something like that. So a little bit longer. So the stream in the end should be about 2 hours and 40 minutes, about average. In 20 minutes time, the stream that we did last Thursday would have ended, like if we were doing it again this Thursday. It was a bit of a shorter one because of the massive tailwinds we ended up having. On this flight, I think we are going to have slight headwinds actually. But no matter. So yeah, it's going to be a very long taxi, like the one we did in Edmonton, that was quite long as well. So it's going to be straight down here, across the runway, straight down then. So basically, again, we are having to taxi basically the runway length. The length of the runway. Right, there we go, get ourselves crossed on this runway here. And then head over to this taxiway. It'll be straight down this taxiway the whole way then to the end. Nice outside. It's not as cloudy as when we came in, as there has been a weather update since we arrived. So we've been on the ground, what, half hour here maybe? I don't know. It's one, down to ground service, it's been a bit slow, and two, the turnaround between the ground services. Like, I had the problem with trying to figure out our arrival, but it's all set now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Right, get ourselves taxied all the way down. I'm amazed this thing thinks it can get to 38,000. Is there a waypoint where we hit at 38,000 on this flight? We do, actually. That proves that we can get to 38,000 then. Obviously. I mean, it'll be quite a slow climbing all that, I should think. Seattle Centre's just come online. However, yeah, Seattle Centre is in the US. So that doesn't really bother us. That's a shame. No ATC then. Yeah, it's Seattle Centre that came online. Doesn't involve us at all. We're staying within Canada, so we're getting no ATC, sadly. What a shame. Right, we are quite close now to the edge of the runway. It's a bit more taxiing. A little bit more taxiing. Right, cross the runway. Guess I was taxied over, we'll turn to the right and then get ourselves all lined up. Get ourselves taxied down to the runway. You know what? Line lights coming on now. Runway turn offs on, taxi lights off. Everything's all ready in it, so just get ourselves lined up and out of here straight away without the need to sort of check and set everything. I accidentally clicked clock there, I can't figure out how to get it to disappear. There we go, that's better. Right. Guess I was lined up on the runway here. Runway 34. It's been a very long taxi to get down here, like in Edmonton. Very long taxi. Well, not massively long, but you know, it's fairly long. So let's get ourselves parked up to the runway. On the runway, there we go. And everything's all set. So, quick check of the recall, it's all good. So, get ourselves lined up. And 40%. Power set, stable. Clock set, and toga. Power is set. SV's live. $80 knots.
B1.
B1.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
B2.
And we'll arm our nav at 400 feet. We'll try and get up there as quickly as possible, really. Right, positive rate. Gears going up. Let's get ourselves up to 400 feet quick. Because this left turn is going to require the use of flight directors for me to hand fly it. Right, there's 400 feet. Almav horn. It's annoying that Almav hasn't been working on takeoff. But sadly, I don't have a reason for it. Right, well, turn ourselves round to the left. Just pretty much a sharp left straight after takeoff, this. No wind really on takeoff. Looking at our little flight panel. Right, here we are taking off. Nice. Nice taking off. This thing's starting to gain speed. And flaps 1 is set. And flaps clean. On goes the autopilot. And that is it, all ready. Right, this can go back to off the runway turn-offs. These can go into the off position. Just check, make sure that's done. Yep. And the packs were done earlier, I believe. Yep. And that's straight out, set this to 40 nautical mile range. Straight out and up. Yeah, this thing is gaining speed now, nice. Nice. This thing's altitude is going shooting up as well. Bounced around a little bit there. There's no weather show on the weather radar. However, we might get a bit with these clouds, and it doesn't look too bad. That wasn't turbulence, was it? No, this plane's just pitching itself up like crazy. Right, off go the landing lights. I suspect it's doing this mad climb as to try and make sure we get a proper cruise out of this flight. Look at that, top of climb, top of descent. Like last flight, we're not really cruising at all. 111.3, get that tuned on the standby, and 159 is the course. This thing's speed has now picked up, only cost index 14, so it's not a particularly fast cruise today. Not that makes much difference, really. And yeah, 2060 we need to set on the barrow, which is 651 feet above the ground. Is that right? Yeah, ILS 16. No, that's the wrong thing. Sorry game, sorry plane. I've messed up its, there you go, right, 2985, yeah? Yes, that was a bit messed up there. Right, I don't know, these literally look exactly the same. These two little switches, and I always get confused. Right, 2060. Otherwise known as 650 feet above the ground. That's our minimums. Passing through the clouds here, they're not that thick. So, and then we've got lovely mountains ahead of us. Look at that, nice mountains. Very nice. A little bit of turbulence there, and once past 18,000, the seatbelt signs can come off. do it now, actually. We can turn off the seatbelt signs now. And standard pressure. And there we are, that is us. In the air, everybody. And yeah, landing elevation. So 3,000, that's the wrong airport. Airport elevation is 1,407. So 1,400 is our landing altitude. Yeah, down there, so surface winds 100 at 3 knots. We will have a weather update in about 20 minutes time, I should think. 6 degrees, yeah, quite cloudy, so we might have some cloud problems. I don't know, hopefully it won't be too bad, hopefully we won't have too much nuts weather. Yeah, look, we've already been in the air 6 minutes, and we're already at 21,000 feet, that's how nuts. This plane sometimes, honestly, if it wants to climb, it can climb. Just like full on, straight upwards. When it wants to. Pretty nuts. It's a bit of an odd flight, this one, in terms of like, well, we're not actually cruising that much. And yet we're cruising really high up. So it's going to take us 60 miles to get there. And then it's basically straight down. So minus 1. So it's 38 minus 1.4. 36.6. So 36.6 times 3. 110. So about 110. It's 109.8, but 110 miles out from our destination, we should be descending as a minimum. And that will leave us about 40 miles at cruise then, about 40-ish miles. Last time we had 21, so we're going to have slightly longer at cruise, I think. Or maybe slightly less, I don't know. It's kind of odd. This flight was only like 40 miles. I think it's about 50 miles longer than the last one, but we're cruising 7,000 feet higher as well. It's meant to take 48 minutes. It'll be a bit less than that. We've been in the air 8 minutes, and we've got 36 to go. So about 45 minutes? 44. So 44 rather than 48. So I'm thinking about 45 minute flight time. Yeah. Obviously we have slightly shortened our flight time, which is probably down because, you know, that's why we're having that. But this thing is starting to climb quite slowly. I don't want that plane. It's not a long flight. I don't know. We are going a bit too high, in my opinion, but it's what SimBrief gave us, so never mind, I guess. Doesn't really matter, does it? We're passing 28,000 now. So 10,000 left to get to cruise altitude. Pretty good stream so far today. It might be a bit cloudy. I love the mountain scenery down there. That's nice. Oh, a little bit of turbulence there. Sort of playing it rocks from like quite far away. That was interesting. We're going to be above 12,400 at Monty. You can tell there's mountains because of how exact that is. Like 12,400. Like how exact is that? So we have got some pretty serious descent sort of requirements. Yeah. So final ILS is 4,200 feet. We're going to be on an 8-mile final. Go around altitude today 9,000. So this thing's got about 8,000 to go to cruise. I'm amazed that we're going this high. Why are we going this high? There must be some reason, I guess, but oh well. Passing 38,000 feet now. No, wait, no, we're not passing 38,000 feet, passing 32. Today's stream hasn't actually been that popular. We've had literally, like, no interest. Don't know, last week they were really popular. Oh well. Probably just luck last week. Everything set on the checklist got the minimum set and our approach speed as well. We'll set around the heading actually. It's like half an hour between these two. We'll set 241. Why has the course been changed to 159? Oh, I must have done it myself. Oh wow. I forgot I did that myself to set, like, ready for approach or whatever. Right, we're 20 nautical miles ish from top of climb. Only 4,000 feet off, which is pretty good. We're pretty high. It's very cloudy down there, so I can see why it's going to be so cloudy when we eventually touch down in Kelowna. See all the lovely mountains down there. There's some quite high up mountains there, really. I think. Looks like there's some high up ones. Passing through 35,000 now. Passing 35,000, got 3,000 left now. Yeah, this thing has now started climbing very slowly to, you know, that little line, that's where we'll reach our currently set altitude if we keep this up, so we're bang on track. I don't know how long we're going to have at cruise. It'll be a bit longer than the last flight, that's for certain. I'm thinking about 40 miles probably. I don't know exactly. Yeah, probably about just under 40, maybe 30 because it's just appearing there. And we're on a 40 nautical mile set. Right, passing 37,000 now, so we are almost at cruise. And we're going to be here for about 30 miles, I should think, before setting down. We've reached our cruise in about 15 minutes, so about average. Pushed back from the gate 22 minutes ago. So, not bad. Not bad at all. Just 150 miles to Kelowna now. Then next time we resume this flying in the US, I don't know, because we're doing a series of European streams for the rest of this week, and then next week the first stream is going to be in Vietnam. It's just a bit of a random flight, and then the one after that I don't know. The Saturday one, as I said, it'll be based on a Vatsim event that happens. If there is a suitable Vatsim event, if not, we'll be doing something else. But as I'd like to get ATC, I would like to try and participate in an event. Well, there you go. This thing's powering back now. 25 miles we're going to have at cruise. So about the same as last flight, actually. About 3 or 4 minutes. It'll be 4 because it's slightly longer. So not very long at all, really. Wait for this thing to get to 380. Yep. And then I'll start plugging down this to... we'll set 4,200. In here. And here we are at Nova, just passing Nova. I have some tea, it's been delivered with some cake, so I'll eat that now. Right, so total descent at about 10 miles. Right, 67 miles now to Rob team. We're descending at about 9 miles. Altitude is set. I think, yeah, approach stuff is set. All ready to go. Nothing approaching Kelowna on Vatsim. We're the only thing in the area. Right, December's not a bit far away now. 3 miles. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. My QNH is 1004. No, 3004, sorry. I got a set in there. We should have some new weather through for Kelowna in about 10 minutes. Might mess up our descent a little bit. Not descent, arrival. Hopefully the winds are still in our favour, because I'd rather not change runways. I think you'd have to change quite a bit though to be out of favour for runways. As the other runway is runway... Yeah, the other runway is 3-4, so you'd have to change quite a bit for 3-4 to be the preferred runway. Yeah, descending already. They're not long flights, these. And by the looks of it, it is pretty cloudy down there, as I thought. We're about 110 miles now from Kelowna. Passing 34,000 feet. They're very nice, these short-ish flights. Hopefully we don't have too many problems with like, obviously all the restrictions we've got quite a few. Don't think they're going to affect us really. And they're all above, so it's like fine. So I reckon maybe we should give the terrain radar a try. You know what? We'll get the terrain radar going on this guy. It's weird being on this side of the cockpit. Right. Terrain. Set that in there, cool, and then that will give us a note on any terrain that's in the area. We'll set that to 20 miles. So if we want to know about terrain, we'll just look over there. As we have definitely, we're gonna have some terrain problems. I can see the clouds poking out. No, I can see the mountains poking out from the clouds. I don't want to be in the middle of the cloud and risk hitting you know, a mountain. So to make sure that doesn't happen, we will get that going, and obviously the weather radar is on this screen. I don't think you can have weather and terrain, can you? No, you can't. So we'll have weather on this one, terrain on the other one. It's probably why you have to. I don't know. Yeah, passing through 30,000 feet, we are 96 miles away. Hopefully we managed to avoid hitting a mountain. Definitely preferred. That's our preferred landing route. Don't hit mountain. Right, all brakes 2 will set. I mean, how long's the runway? I imagine it's not that long, but 2 should be okay. It's very simple, like, area. So we're gonna probably land and then vacate right at the end on Echo or Charlie, maybe, I don't know. And then taxi right into the terminal. We are taxiing at the end that gives us a shorter taxi, which is nice. That's the end we're landing on, the end of the runway we're landing on. So if I can vacate via Charlie, that would probably be the best one. So not the last exit, but the one before the last exit. That will give us the shortest taxi. So maybe we will set all brakes 3, I don't know. All brakes 2 should be okay. And then when we vacate on Charlie, it's any of the stands really. It doesn't really matter. Obviously, if we have slight issues, we can just do manual braking. Yeah, this restriction at Robty is not going to be an issue. We're like 15,000 above that. There's no terrain flashing up on here at the moment, so should be okay. It's set to 20 nautical mile range, so Robty will come up on there. And I'm thinking it must be about, the mountains must be about 10,000, 11,000 for that restriction. But it doesn't really matter. We'll get this down to 20 nautical mile range as well. Ready for our landing. I'm hoping we've had the latest weather through for Kelowna. No, we haven't. It's still an hour old. I'll check the Metal. The Metal will have come through, I bet. The latest Metal. I bet it has as well. It has! The latest Metal's out. That's a joke. I don't understand why Active Sky is like that. So, altimeter is 3006 now. Get that set. Yeah, and I can clearly see these clouds here. But could be a bit of an issue. Winds are still 100 at 3 knots. They haven't changed. It's literally just the QNH that's changed. Really. I didn't check the temperature because it's not really relevant. But whatever, right. Auto brakes are set to the 2 position. I would like to know the clouds. The cloud condition as soon as possible. But it's Active Sky. It seems to take a bit like an age to get anything done. When it comes to refreshing weather anyway. So passing 24,000, it's a very thick cloud. I can't see, I can't even see to the ground. I can see a little spot there. So it's looking like, yeah, quite a thick cloud. I haven't been able to see the latest cloud report. It's not out yet, still. No, not out yet. It must be out in the next 5 minutes. Hopefully it'll be out by the time we get to the clouds. So I can see when they break. Terrain's looking okay at the moment, so no problems there. Landing checklist is the next one, so we won't bother with that yet. You see the mountains poking through the clouds a little bit. .9 miles out from Kelowna, not very far to go now then. I should have locked the gear earlier, I didn't do that. Oh well. Never mind. Right, please say the updated weather's out for Kelowna. No, not yet. Normally it's out within 20 minutes, so I'll give it until 20 past 3, so it's 5 minutes. By then it should definitely be done. I'm passing 21,000, got no terrain issues at all. It's very cloudy. Solid cloud. Don't know why. There just is. Got bad cloud. Quite a slow descent at the moment, just sort of average, 20,000 at the moment. Has definitely been a longer flight, this one, you can tell. Still hasn't been very long at all. Right, these are the yeah, look how thick that is. I can't see the ground. That's how thick it is. We know we could be in for some problems when we see that. Oh, the new weather's through on Active Sky. 7 degrees now, clouds, scattered at 6,000, scattered at 7,800, broken at 10,000, broken at 13,000. So we've got a number of levels of cloud, right down to 6,000. Minimum is 600 feet from the ground, otherwise known as 2,000 feet, so we should be fine. Right, there's 19,000. On goes the seatbelt signs. Looks like the clouds might be clearing a little bit over there, or maybe that's just slight dark clouds. Have we got any rain reported? No rain. So we're okay. Transition altitude, we can set that now. 3006. Boom. That'll put us slightly too high, but this thing will catch up quite easily. We're going to have to start slowing down in the middle of the clouds as well, I think. Yeah, very cloudy here. We're going to be in the middle of some clouds for quite some time, I think. We are starting to descend into them now. We are just approaching them now. We are basically into the clouds now. Look at this. And we are passing 17,000 feet, so yeah, here's the clouds. They're going to be with us until about 13,000. I think we've got a little break then. I don't know, but we're going to have some form of clouds down until 6,000 feet now, so might not see anything else for quite some time. We're still just descending into them at the moment, not so bad. It might get a bit rough, I don't know. Terrain radar's looking good. Oh dear, yeah, this is like thick cloud now. Thick cloud. Can't see anything around us but cloud. Oh, it cleared a little bit then. We're like in between cloud layers, I think. Still can't see anything but cloud. Out the window, look at that. There's a bit of, you can see like a little bit up there, but can't see the ground. That's the important part. Oh, we can now. It's starting to fade through in parts. That was like the first cloud layer. We're going to have some more, I think. Currently nothing else approaching Kelowna. Nope, just Oz. So no issues. I can start to see the ground now. I can see it on that side a little bit. We're going to hit a deceleration point down to 210 knots, is it? Yep. Going to hit that quite soon. Just before Norwip. And then Norwip is obviously the start. But with the Nova transition, it went back to Nova. This thing's slowing itself down a bit now. I can see the ground over there, but the clouds seem thicker where we are. Those look like rain clouds. It's not raining, but they do look like rain clouds a bit. Right, passing 13,000 feet now. Still just total, well, the clouds are getting a bit thick again. No terrain issues though, so we're fine. We haven't had many turbulence issues, which I'm pretty amazed by. Looking at the wing, nice and stable. Would have thought it would be a bit nuts, but it's okay. We are going to hit that decel point in a bit now. But I think we are getting a bit of turbulence now, looking at the wing. And looking at our speed going a bit insane. However, our altitude isn't really changing, so it's not that bad. Right, there's the decel point. Out come the spoilers, got ourselves slowed down. Still just in thick cloud, can't really see much. Right, down to 10 nautical mile range now, because I can start to see our arrival. The arrival part of our route flashing up. We are 37 miles out, so not that far to go then. Just about slowing ourselves down at the moment. Getting ourselves down to that 210 knots. We're in very thick cloud again. I can see bits of the ground below us, but not really that much. I don't know why it's so cloudy. Wasn't this cloudy in Edmonton or Calgary? But I guess it's, you know, I guess the world has decided to be cloudy in this part, this area. Just glad we're not doing a visual approach of any kind. That would have been a little bit difficult, I think, depending on where these clouds clear. Once, as I said, when I was first trialling the quality wings, the first ever flight I did with quality wings, I had the lowest like surface cloud ever. But I was landing at Edinburgh and I didn't see the runway until about 300 feet out. and I hadn't disengaged the autopilot or anything, it really shocked me. Like, really surprised me. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Did proper shock me, but I guess it was okay in the end, wasn't it? Because I got the plane down. It was my first time ever flying the plane as well, made it a bit more nuts. Right, I can see through these clouds a little bit now. Right, oh, line lights coming on. Passing through 10,000 in a little bit. We're starting to get past these clouds now. I can see them sort of fading a little bit. Oh, there you go. I can see a little bit of the world below all this cloud. I think we've cleared the cloud a little bit. Yeah, broken at 10,000. So the main layer of cloud breaks at 10,000, and there's a little bit scattered beneath that. But generally, when it says scattered, it does really mean that. Right, when something says to say scattered, it doesn't really exist at all. When it comes to clouds, it doesn't really seem like. But we're below the main bit of clouds now. I can actually see partially where we're going. Not totally still. We're still a little bit off. Could be better. We're getting a little bit bumpy as well, looking at all that. And looks like some more clouds just loaded in to block our view. Because we are descending below 2,400 now. Like, we're at that time where we do really need to be able to see what we're doing. But we are still 7,000 feet off the ground, so we're okay. And there we go, we've just come out of those clouds again now. So we're going to turn to the left here, and then we'll pretty much be ready for approach. We're still 26 miles out though. So it's not quite massive slowdown time yet. Not quite time to get our approach thought. There's a little airport down there, that's cool. That's not our airport, by the way, just saying. If it was, we'd be in a bit of trouble. Luckily it isn't. Got some gates on the ground, nice. Has got 6 gates. That means we probably have quite good, you know, accurate-ish scenery. Right, passing 8,000 now. The clouds do seem to have, you know, got out our way now. For once. Which is nice. Right, everything's all set for landing. I'll get this tuned 111.3, 111.3 and 159. Start the landing checklist. Engine start switches can come into continuous now. And apart from that, it's the speed brake, landing gear, and the flaps, which we'll sort out later. All brakes are set too. We're not quite at the start of the ILS yet. It starts at EPRAV. So once we pass EPRAV on the approach, so we're pretty much on with the glide slope. However, I'm not sure how accurate that would be right now. Quite cloudy still, but it's not too bad. The terrain's looking alright. Well, I think our airport is somewhere in there. The thing is, we are still like 19 miles away, so I won't be able to see the airport yet, probably. Because this sort of like the path we are taking onto the airport is quite a long path. Like quite a long period of final approach on the ILS, because the ILS hasn't started yet. It properly starts with these white lines, the little white dotted lines, so it starts at EPRAV in 2 miles time. However, we have still got, you know, we've still got it. So on the approach now, this thing's on the localizer already, that's good. This thing's trying to descend properly now. We are a little bit high, only by about 100 feet, 50 feet, not much. Got a little bit of a hill here. Shouldn't be too many issues. It's not showing up on our terrain radar. Terrain radar can turn off on there now, get rid of it. Wait, no, I turned on the weather by accident. There we go, there's nothing now. I should see our airport at some point. I don't see our airport anywhere. Interesting. Very interesting. I am still quite far out. I'm 13 miles out. There you go, it just loaded in. The runway just loaded in. We'll try and get onto our ILS, no glide slope when possible, because in 4 miles time, this 4,200 thing, we can go below that. So preferably I'd like to have, hopefully those GPWS callouts I turned on actually work. Be nice. I'm pretty sure I turned down on the 2,500 callout. Maybe I turned it off in the end, I don't know, I can't remember what I did totally. We're passing 4,700 now, so we are quite low. You can see, the runway's in sight, we're all good. After TAPV, I'll probably take manual control, maybe a bit further after that actually. We've not hit the decel point yet, I'm surprised. I think we have. There you go, flaps 2 can be set now, slow ourselves down a little bit, down to 170 knots. We will arm the speed brakes. Right, this thing's slowing itself down a bit now. Right, we're about 7 miles out, so we can go down to 156. And flaps 5. Something has been messed up, I think. By moving this around, I've sort of confused it. Oh well, I'll let this thing slow itself down. It's on the glide slope now. So this can go up to our go-around altitude of 9,000, quite high up. Oh, let me guess. Oh, great. The Vancouver Centre just came online, which is where we are right now, and we're literally on finals, so we can't do anything about that. Right, down go the gear. Would have been nice to have some ATC. Oh well, never mind. Right, this can go down to final approach speed now. 125. I actually prefer using the button on on this. I might assign the flaps button to the trim, I think, is what I'm going to do once I finish this stream. Because there's no point having 2 different buttons for the flaps, it's a waste of buttons. Right, everything's all ready then, we're all ready for... For some reason Vatsim is broken, it's not getting us any info. Right, autopilot's disconnected, my throttle. And let's get this thing down. Yeah, the GPWS callouts are actually working now, cool. And I've changed that setting. Right, flaps full, auto brakes 2, spoilers are armed, flaps are set, cool. We are all ready for arrival. We're a little bit too low there to pick it up a little bit. It is a shame, yeah, ATC did literally just come online pretty much now, but it's a little bit too late for that now.
Minimums.
Right, there's minimums. Continue. Right, we have to try and
Terrain. Pull up.
There's no terrain. We're fine. I don't know, for some reason this thing is having a problem trying to stay at proper speed. I don't know why. There we go. That's better. So the terrain radar has now turned on, and it's freaking out for some reason, but we're fine, game, trust me. I'm not going to go crashing this thing into a mountain. Well, hopefully not. But right now I think we're okay. We're on final, and we're just about to touch down. Hopefully we can get better than the -221 we had in Calgary.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Right, there we go. -138. Nice. That was a good landing. Right. Reverse is out. I'm not able to vacate Charlie, sadly. The reverses haven't properly come out. Right, 50 knots. Reverse is coming in. Ah, that's a shame. Just missed that exit. Oh well. Flaps coming in. And spoilers disarmed. Cool, everybody. Right, stop the clock. 46 minutes. Off go the landing lights. On goes the taxi lights. On goes the EPU. Into the off position. Go, you know, the start switches. Right. Yeah, I don't know. We didn't get the exit I wanted. I would have wanted to exit one earlier, but you know. Oh well, doesn't matter. Just a bit of a longer taxi now by like a teeny bit. Hello and welcome everybody to Kelowna. That's how you do a landing in this bird. Finally, that's like a professional style landing, that. Flared, you know, pull back on the throttle at the correct time, -138. I'm going to be replaying that landing 1,000 times. That was one of the best ones I've ever done, I think. Not just in terms of FPM, but in terms of how it was. Maybe could have held the nose up a little bit longer, I don't know. The plane, I think I held it up too much and the plane wants to go back in the air, so I sort of corrected and then the plane just slammed its nose gear down, but oh well. Right, gate number 2. I'm guessing I'm going to choose one of the ones. Right, we'll use Strategic Aviation Canada. Yep, one of those stands there is good. And welcome everyone to Kelowna. That is the second and last stream. No, second and last flight for the stream today. Hope you really enjoyed. We haven't been too popular today with 4 playbacks. It's alright, but you know. I don't know, last week we just went really hyper with the playbacks, and the week before that even. Pushed the throttle slightly too hard, then it thought we were taking off. Oh dear. Right, is the APU fired up? Because I'm not getting an APU power thing on there. Oh yeah, I am now. So we're on APU power now. Right, it's this gate here, so we're going to turn ourselves round to the left. Bit of a shame there that ATC sort of came online literally just as we were landing. Otherwise we could have had some ATC out of Calgary. Well, not out of Calgary, into Kelowna. It doesn't cover Calgary, the centre, but it would have been nice with a bit of ATC. Oh wow, we've just missed it by a bit. Sadly. Right, we're pretty much bang on the gate. I can't see the second number though. Right, I'll have to wait on his markings instead, I think. Once again, I think I pushed the throttle a bit too hard there. There we go, not bad. No, maybe we went a bit too far there, I couldn't really see. And engines cut. Hello and welcome everybody to Kelowna. Let's get all this on. Right, off goes the parking brake, on goes the wheel shocks. Ground power 2, there we go, and off goes the EPU, off goes the taxi lights, off go the beacon lights, and there we go. All nice and on the ground. Fuel pumps can come off as well. And that is us all on the ground. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then the APU can come off. Yeah, it's already off. Cool. Just request a deboarding and we'll get our doors open. Stop the block time clock there. 57 minutes. Not bad. Not bad at all. I need to open the cargo doors. And then at some point we'll get a little message telling us to open the passenger doors. There it is. And off goes the seatbelt signs. Off go the engine gens then. And off goes all this as well. Get everything fired, you know, turned off, everything turned off. Probe heats can come off. Window heats can come off. Your damper off. Just get all the stuff off. Standby power as well.
You did a great job. Thank you for a wonderful flight.
Hi, hello, thank you.
That is us all done, I think. Yeah. Everything's all turned off, all done, all finished with. Off goes the battery. Right, there we go, that's better.
Thank you. Good night.
And off goes the ground power. That is this thing, cold and dark. Cool, lovely. And there is a Dash 8 in the area. Yeah, that's better. We have actually got some model matching going now. That's a bit better. I haven't even had a Dash 8 appear in my sim previously for half of these. They just spawn in as like the smaller version of a Dash 8. Normally, they don't normally spawn in as a Q400. So that's good to see our model matchings working. Canadian Express, I definitely don't have an AI pack installed for them, so they would have just appeared as blank previously. But there we go, guys. Lovely, lovely, lovely flight. Very nice.
Great job, gentlemen.
And everything's all turned off and done with. We can go ahead and reset GSX. That just crashed the flight sim. Was disconnected from Vatsim? I think it did. That's kind of odd. That's really odd, actually. Right, disconnected from Vatsim. It doesn't really matter if the flight sim has crashed. It has? Okay, that's really strange, actually. That resetting GSX caused it to crash. Oh, never mind, it didn't. Okay. That's really confused me. Why there was such a lag when it did that. Anyway, all our lights are off. Everything is off. As it should be. I don't know what that noise is. We'll get... Everything's off. So... The one thing I can do, I will turn off the ground power, get rid of it, and hopefully that'll stop. Maybe that's what the sound is. I want to know how to like totally mute this plane. Like, how do you get to stop making noise? Like, nothing's turned on. What's making noise? That's what I really want to know. It's like, what can possibly be making noise? Oh well, never mind. I don't suppose the TCAS makes noise. Not the TCAS would be working. But who cares anyway. Go outside. There we go. Thank you guys so much for watching today's stream. Not bad. We had that little lag when we disabled GSX. That was right old. Cool. And that is us, everybody. Finished with today's stream. Be sure to tune in Saturday 8:30 AM British time BST for a flight from Bologna down to London. Definitely tune in on Sunday morning for Amsterdam and back return. Please, I'm hoping we get some ATC. And then obviously next week, a little bit of an unusual flight around Vietnam on Thursday if you want to tune in for that. And then Saturday, some sort of Vatsim event, hopefully, if there is one that's been put on. There isn't one advertised on the website yet. However, there probably will be. By the time we get to next Saturday, I'm hoping. They've already added up tons of other stuff that wasn't there before, so hopefully, yeah, we get better stuff. There's only like 2 events on Saturday scheduled at the moment, both of which don't fit our stream slot, so we'll wait and see. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.